Why is the precipice so vast, so immense? Why does the moon shine so intensely while the wind whispers beneath my bare feet? The blood, mixed with the mud, covers the strips of skin that serve as my sandals. The precipice is deep, but not deeper than my memories, or perhaps the days that slip through my fingers as I let go of the hand of the woman I love. I look back and see the hearts of hundreds of brave souls who fell in the name of a flag. I hear the whispers of pain from the defeated, whispers that, amid hunger and exhaustion, await the arrival of reinforcements or the embrace of death. In reality, I still cannot distinguish the victors from the vanquished. Here, we are all either survivors or dead. My weary and confused soul longs to see again the one who, married to another, was once mine. Among blood and mud, the memories of her breathe. They haunt me, entertain me, and inspire me. Each time I wield my sword, uncertainty grows. I do not know if each body that falls by my sword brings me a little closer to her. One less soldier, one destroyed obstacle, a few seconds less that the war separates me from her. On the other hand, the blood of all the vanquished by my hand weighs heavily. I feel as if an animal devours my back, slowly consuming my entrails until I am left empty. What is the point of being a good warrior if I do not carry the cause in my heart? My homeland commands me to destroy the enemy who dares to interfere with the expansion of the empire. I wonder if it is brave to strip the weak of their lands, to destroy the dignity and customs of the survivors who have no choice but to stay and become slaves to those who robbed them of their lives or die trying to save a piece of it. With one blow, I killed a craftsman. With a stab, I left 5 children orphaned. With a swing of my sword, 2 young farmers who thought they were prepared to defend their people closed their eyes, and I was the last thing they saw. I do not take pride in killing the enemy. An enemy who, like me, has a dream, a reason, a smile in their memory. How much hatred I have created. The children and widows of those I have defeated do not even know me, but I have already taken something very important from them. All I want is to end this. I want to look into the eyes of the one who has kept my soul intact. I met her with her husband. He was a successful merchant, and she was almost a girl. At a theatrical presentation in honor of Bacchus, the god of wine and happiness, all of Sparta had gathered to celebrate the beauty of Venus and the gift that Athena, the goddess of the earth, had consecrated with Bacchus. We were in the same section of the amphitheater, waiting for the play to begin. I was a curious young man who loved to observe what people were doing instead of socializing. I admired the depth of the theater and the firmness of the carved stone that surrounded it all. It was near sunset, and the torches had already been lit. The actors moved vigorously on the stage while the absolute attention of everyone was fixed on the performance. I watched the people, the sky, and the stone without being able to focus my attention on one place. My head moved slowly from side to side. Suddenly, I had a sensation that someone was watching me. The feeling was so intense that my eyes immediately searched for someone who was calling me. Among the crowd, I discovered that she was looking at me, and she was looking at me with the same attention that I had given her. Her eyes found me, and from a distance, my soul saw itself reflected in her gaze. No matter the performance, under the moonlight, she smiled at me the whole time. It was a pleasure to respond to such a profound look that, replacing words, invited me to be part of her life. It was difficult to find her alone. She was always surrounded by servants or people who knew her, but the opportunity presented itself, and one day, I found her alone. Searching for trinkets in the market, my gaze met hers again. Her soft hands touched the fruits with such delicacy that it seemed she was forgiving them. The sunlight filtered through the woven palm fibers. The light illuminated her body in such a way that it seemed as if the light did not deserve her. With firm and light steps, she walked among the stalls offering their wares. All the time, her gaze fixed on mine, without observing what was in her path. Occasionally, she looked forward, as if giving her eyes a break from looking at me with such intensity. She walked away from the crowd, and I followed her. At the same time, I savored the aroma her body painted in her path. The rocks of the house's walls bent at her passage. The sound of her feet touching the ground was like yawns in the silence. I still did not discover how much she liked me or what she saw in me. But almost without thinking, my feet followed hers. We walked to the outskirts of the town, and once we ensured no one had followed us, the first words I heard from her lips were, "I was waiting for you. I had seen you before." And then she smiled at me. "My name is Vasilio, son of Tifano, swordsmith," I replied. She looked at me, hesitating, and sighed her name, Sarah. And from there, we conversed while we watched the solar penetration into the earth and made it a habit to meet every second moon. I never asked her what excuse she made up for her husband. I never wanted to feed the feeling of betrayal that she hardly felt. Nothing mattered when I was with her. Time passed slowly, and we were embraced by the breeze, which, like the moon, witnessed what united us. And here I am, cold and tired of seeing death and defeated comrades swallowing the mud on the ground. Is it possible to find enchantment in seeing the stars reflected in the cold metal? Suddenly, the abyss captures my attention, and the wind invites me to fall. Again, I reflect and see that this is the only way to move away from victory and failure, which here, imprisoned by violence, will keep me for the rest of my life. Again, my feet begin to lose balance, and the idea of conquering the infinite attracted me. And once again, your memories made me hesitate. I remember the day I left. The whole beach full of soldiers, among their families and friends, celebrated the departure. You, though beside your husband bidding farewell to a nephew, were with me. Your gaze, full of sadness and hungry for tenderness, showed me the path where we could meet. Your smile imprisoned me, and your eyes, which seemed like windows, contemplated my image. With a tear rolling down your cheek, with the other, you caressed my face. It is my heart that you take. Take care of it because, without it, I do not feel complete. You said tenderly that you loved me. Taking my hand, you swore to me, "I will wait for you for 1,000 years." "Only 1,000?" I said, and she replied, "Plus another 1,000. I will never forget when you said goodbye to me on the beach. No one knew, but you saw me, and I, trying to engrave your image in my mind, could not stop contemplating the expression of love and sadness that your face summarized in a tear. For months I fought. I lost count of how many died by my sword. How foolish war was, fighting for different homelands, for something that belongs to no one and was created to be free. The war separated me from the one I loved most. Even though you were not with me, you are mine. I keep wondering, why isn't the wind a little stronger, to make my body sway a bit more and throw me from oscillation to oscillation into the abyss, and that between oscillations, my body dies, while I look at your past with my eyes, like a leper sees his flesh dying and tearing away from his body. Sarah, on my back, I still carry the blood of all the men who rest dead in no man's land. My love, I don't want any more of that. What I really want is to lift my almost bare feet, and in a one-way trip, let them fly without wings to the end of the precipice. But I can't. The vertigo kills my back, twists my neck, but does not destroy the ego I feel for the moments when I made love to your soul, to your almost dead body. The void is finite in the rocks that stop the waves of the sea. The wind screams passing through my hair, and my body falls with the weight of your memory and my body. The pointed rock approaches, while the wave crashes against the rough body of the rock. I scream. I love you. Here is my belly, here is my body. Embrace me with your rough body, and kill my heart with a single blow. This is what I think. I want to see you in a year, in less than 1,000 years. But I have the patience of the rock that is piercing my body. Without pain I feel my body tearing, going and flying. My love, I will see you in 1,000 years.
Why is the precipice so vast, so deep? The light shines bright while the whispers creep. Blood mixed with mud on my sandals lies. Memories haunt as the day slowly dies. I see the hearts of the fallen brave, the whispers of pain in a silent wave. Survivors and dead, no victors found. In this endless war, we're all earthbound. Oh, echoes of the abyss calling me through the shadows and the pain. I see her face, her touch, her memory. In the depths of my soul, she will always be a warrior's heart without a cause, killing the weak, breaking sacred laws. Dreams of the one who was once mine. In blood and mud, her memories shine. I see the hearts of the fallen brave, their whispers of pain in a silent wave. Survivors and dead, no victors found. In this endless war, we're all earthbound. Oh, echoes of the abyss calling me through the shadows and the pain. I see her face, her touch, her memory. In the depths of my soul, she will always be a warrior's heart without a cause, killing the weak, breaking sacred laws. Through the shadows and the pain, I see her face, her touch, her memory. In the depths of my soul, she will always be a warrior. It took the love I knew, fighting for lands, for skies so blue, wondering why the wind won't blow to end this pain.